the next day, and we're well rested, and I think we're ready to take out the old filter and install the new transmission pan gasket and new filter as well. Yeah, you guys are going with me underneath, and hopefully no tranny fluid will splash up under the camera, right?
My trusty paper towels, a work light, and a couple and a lot of Phillips drivers in various sizes, just in case if one size doesn't fit.
Yeah, so you can see a lot better now in the daytime. Seems like we need a minus driver for the 3 bolts that's holding the filter in. Minus driver, that'll work. I suppose I'll bring a stubby as well. And when you're taking off the filter on your TorqueFlite, keep in mind that more fluid may come out.
And I think, the importance to not round off these screws that hold on the filter. That's just going to be a bad day. It's encouraging that these bolts stay tight for all these years.
Really encouraging. Yeah, there it is. There is a tranny fluid I was looking for. Yeah, I think I need a different driver because I'm not able to get that loose. Alright, so I got a different driver this time. It snags on a little bit better. I was thinking of removing this valve body also, so that I can get a shift kit in here, because the transmission at this point is a little bit lazy and the kickdown has a 2-3 bind up.
Yeah, I'm not here to adjust the transmission or the bands today, because honestly I'm a little bit scared on that. If it ain't broke, leave it. Let me go get some maybe 500, maybe 220 grit sandpaper. What you see here is I believe it's a little bit dirty now, I can't really see it very much. This is 220 grit sandpaper, which I use to clean off the transmission and mating surface. A knife, old gasket material off, and here's a chisel. But you don't want to gouge into the mating surface. Kind of want to have it somewhat low angle. 500 grit sandpaper, and I think I might use this one very fine.
I apologize if there's a excessive amount of wind noise. I'm going to get a boom mic soon.
Yeah, this 220 grit seems just about right. It's taking off that little quote-unquote oil staining. Alright, I suppose there's a final wipe down here.
Yeah, I think I might just go ahead and put the gasket on.
Here's the pan, and I decided to go buy a magnet as well, because this didn't have a magnet in the pan originally. Wix filter 58658. It's a kit, so it comes with a rubber gasket and a filter. I'm not exactly sure if you should pre-soak this or not. I opt not to, so I guess we're just gonna chuck it in there. Alright, unfortunately I'm a little bit lost on the correct orientation of this filter. Go look at the service manual and see if I can wrap my head around on the orientation of it. Transmission 21. Maybe it's here. After this. Okay, so yeah, there it is.
Okay, I think I got it in my head now. Okay, so it turns out I had it flipped around. I think that's pretty good. Alright, moving on to the pan next.
You can use ordinary tranny fluid to lube up the mating surface and it'll seal better. So I'm just going to use tranny fluid. I ain't going to stick on any RTV or any of that foreign matter. The transmission is probably going to be like, get that shit off of me. we just need to get onto the pan side and we'll just tighten it up. And well, I think we are good to go. And we just have to put the fluid in and hope it doesn't leak. What you see me doing here is I'm lathering the lathering the gasket up with transmission fluid because I've read around that it seals better than cork. Like this, looks like. I swear I need some more training fluid. Put on this mating surface down here. A light film is what I read. Don't blab it on there. And the training fluid will also kind of help the gasket out and staying in place. Good. That looks pretty good. I had the bolts soaking in some paint thinner because they were a little bit greasy and dirty. Okay, looks like the torque converter access plate bolts. Gotta keep those in check. That's 1, 2, and 3, and 4. There we go. There you go. Grab some of this training fluid, lather it up in the, lather it up on the bolts. There you go. That's pretty good. This training fluid soaking will also help out these bolts to stay rust free. I really do apologize if there's a lot of wind noise going on. I will get a boom mic as soon as possible. This one. There you go. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can get the bolts to line up with this one, and this one. Let's keep in mind to take out the bolts. Masterclass at its finest, leaving parts inside the pan. You know. Alright, let's see. Hold this up and screw this bolt in. Righty tighty, loosey, you gotta keep that in mind. Servicing this transmission pan is the most puts you in the most awkward position known to mankind. Come over here, bolt. You are needed. Now we just need to torque him down now. But the torque setting isn't very high. It's almost just past hand tight. Okay, so from what I read around is that you kind of wrench down on these bolts until the gasket starts, starts kind of getting squeezed out. Alright, so that should be all the bolts all tightened up now. I'm just gonna give a once over to all these other bolts.
Okay, so I think we can start coming back up and start adding the training fluid. Alright, so pretty much we're going to be putting in ATF plus 4. Roughly maybe 8 to 9 quarts of this stuff, and I'm also going to add this Lucas stop slip for the transmission. The transmission doesn't slip, it just it kind of lubricates any, which have it, the power valves and whatnot. So if I do put the training fluid in and the pan is leaking, I'll just kind of retighten those down a little bit more. Now we're moving on to the second bottle. Yeah, as you can see, I was not kidding on the 9 to 8 quarts of bottles I got here. A lot of stores around here, Walmart, AutoZone, or Pedicure Store, or O'Reilly's, doesn't sell ATF plus 4 transmission fluid by the gallon.
Alright, this stuff is really thick stuff. Let's see if I can get this in one go. Yeah, look at that, how thick that is. It's pretty thick, alright. Just gonna let this go. I suppose this will help if you have some leaks also in your pan. Just gotta slow it down there, partner.
Alright, so I looked around the entire car, around the transmission oil pan, and there doesn't seem to be any leaks. Let's see if I can lay down and show you a better look at the transmission pan. There's absolutely no leaks, where if there is a leak, it's quite slow. No leaks. And yes, I do have a massive exhaust leak on the muffler. Once the fluid has reached its, once the engine has reached the optimal operating temperature, you would check the fluid once more. Technically, what you would do after putting in the transmission fluid inside your car, or inside the car, is that you would, I was able to go out of park, reverse, back, go into reverse and stay and keep it there, keep it on reverse for 25 seconds to cycle the fluid, and then pop it into neutral, pop it into drive.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25.
And then pop it into neutral. Yeah, so pretty much do the same thing for every gear. And recheck the fluid again because it'll change ever so slightly. I put in around, let's see.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 bottles of ATF plus 4. ATF plus 4. And then I put one of these Lucas stop slip ones in there. And that gave it a slight overfill, but then once I did the shifting from reverse, neutral, drive, neutral, first, neutral, second, neutral, the fluid went down ever so slightly to the point where it's just perfect right on the dipstick mark where it just says, you know, it's good.
But as of right now, I can't really do any of that because I'm missing a booster, so I don't have any brakes. I'm having the brake booster rebuilt by a guy out of town. So once the booster comes back, I can actually properly test the transmission, see if it shifts any better. And I'll update you in a video that's coming up soon. But otherwise, other than that, there's no leaks, which is pretty good considering that the mating gaskets, or the mating surfaces, were a little bit gouged out. If you go to Harbor Freight or Home Depot, I suppose, there's a massive wheel chocks that you could get, and they're rubber ones like this one. Yeah, that one's actually kind of like what I would trust rather than the little tiny metal ones I had up front. It is possible to do it without your brakes. You just need to chalk off your wheels. The back one over there. And I chalked off the front tire too, just for more assurance. Yeah, these tiny little chocks don't really do much though. But yeah, job success. All I need to do now is just wait for that brake booster to come back in, and I'd say we're back on the road. I put the torque converter access plate into the what is it called? The degreaser tank, and I haven't taken it out yet because I completely forgot about it. Once I get the degreaser tank out of the, once I get the transmission torque converter access plate out of there, I could put it back on and cover the flywheel. And yeah, no leaks. Yeah, if you see a little bit of shiny stuff, I sprayed some brake clean to spray off any residual ATF that was already on the pan. And no leaks from the looks of it, so I think this is a job well done and a success, actually. So if you guys have followed me this far, I appreciate on watching a whole video, because it's probably like maybe 20 minutes long for you guys, who knows. I'll try to shorten it up as best I can in the editing. Yeah, so this is one of these jobs I kind of didn't want to do. As you guys are aware, dropping the transmission pan and draining the fluid, it could cause it to slip. I haven't driven the car yet because I have no brakes. So we'll see how it goes, and I'll give an update if the transmission does start slipping or not. Oh man, I really don't want that to happen. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, and like the video. Thanks.